Hi, my name is Desiree, and I recently had a stroke, and I'd like to walk you guys through my routine, which I do daily. If you want to follow me on Facebook, it's Desiree Celeste. On Instagram, it's Desiree.Celeste, the Miracle Child. And on Twitter, it's Desiree B_69. And the reason why I call myself the Miracle Child is because in 2011 I had two aneurysms rupture in my brain and I lost mobility of all my limbs. So I was in ICU for 3 weeks. And during those 3 weeks, I rehabbed and I was able to get mobility back in all of my limbs. And I was able to walk out of ICU. I went from I had to be helped to eat, to walk, to use the restroom. And then out in 3 weeks, I gained all my strength back and walk out. I didn't go back to full strength till about a year later. So I always start off with having a good breakfast. Sure that I have my protein drinks every day to help build and strengthen muscle. And then I also have to take my blood pressure and my meds twice a day. So I have 3 workout stations, and my first station is my hand station. So this is where I do my workout. So I have my travel chair, and I also have my putty. This is the thinner putty, and then this is the thicker putty. So I do 2 separate workouts for both. I also have a mirror so I can mirror my exercises, and I can put my hands together and try to make them, get as close to doing the same thing as. So I'll watch a video on CMT for people who lose the strength in the hands, and helps to gain hand strength. These videos have been helping me out, and all workouts I do, I just get it right off. I get it right off of YouTube. I'm not an expert in any of this. I'm just going off of my own experience. So I'm going to start the video now, and then while she's talking, I just try to warm up my hands to get them ready. So I'll do both sides, not just one. And although I have strength in my right hand, I make sure I still do, exercises on both hands so I can maintain strength in both hands and legs. And you'll see that as well. Later on in the video, you'll see me work on my leg exercises. So let's get this warmed up a little, and then we'll just start off. Move this mirror a little bit. So we'll start off with doing some opening and closing. Let me check this. Opening and closing. Just to get them warmed up. And then I'll start with doing bridges of my hands. And I look at the mirror because I want them to look the same as possible. And I try to move it around to get different angles because I want them to look the same. And then switch to do the tops of my fingers. So I make sure I do this every day, these exercises every day, because I want to get back to quote unquote normal. And then I'll pause this video because of some of the stuff she does, and I have to do 10 reps of each, and she does them fast. So if I don't pause the video, then so I'm going to try to do this with both hands. And as you can see, I have some difficulty with my left hand. I'll try to do it as best as I can. And again, so it helps me to look at a mirror and try to make sure both mimic each other. And I tend to lose count a lot, so maybe sometimes I'll do more. I think I'm up to 5, maybe 9. So we'll just do 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then I just try to do an extra one. And a lot of times I'll do this thumb exercise and I try to reach to my pinky because my pinky, like I can't do this with this hand. Like, so like I bring my thumb up and then I reach to my pinky. So we'll go on and move on to the next exercises. But while she's still doing that, I'll get a couple of more reps in. Do some open closes. Just squeeze really hard and stretch out as much as you can. Just keep the open closing. I'll show you. The next one she'll squeeze and putty. So if you ever lose strength in your hand, like this TheraPutty is pretty great. Best like get this putty. And then this one I have to pause the video because this one is really hard for me. And then it's doing this. But with this hand, it's difficult. One, and it's doing it 10 times. 2. Let's see if I can move this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and of course it's hard for me to touch like all of this, but I try to touch any part of that finger. 8, I think that was already, we could do the extra one. 9, 10. Continue the video, and while she's finishing her 10, I just continue to add more reps. The hardest thing to move on my hand, hardest finger, is my thumb. So that's the most difficult. I'm just doing this. And this one I have to pause too because this is really, this one I could just keep going. So this one is just moving your hand, just doing this, but it's laid on a surface. So it's just opening and closing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. And then I make sure that I try to not put too much emphasis on the wrist. I make sure I put emphasis on the hands, on the fingers actually. So she's still doing it, so I'm going to keep going. And this one I have to pause the video because this is super difficult for me. So actually, set this camera a little higher so you can see. Just make sure. This one is hard because this one you have to do pinky, middle finger, this, and 10 times. One. Oh, my fingers are hard today. 3. Sometimes I'll hold my fingers down and try to get, because sometimes they don't go up on 5. 6. 6. 7. 8. 8. 9. 10. So we'll just keep going until she's done. So today this is really hard for me. I usually don't have to hold my hands down like this. I'm usually able to get it up. I'm just waiting for her to start the next exercise. So I'm just going to keep going. It's really difficult for me today. But you don't have to wait for me. She gets your time done. So that one is really difficult. Like, I can't do that. That hand. It's very hard. So this next one. This one, I use a Theraputty, and then if you could use a dumbbell, or you could use a bottle of water, but I like using the putty. So with every rep I squeeze this 3 times, and then I'll go down, and then I do my next rep and I squeeze it 3 times, and I do the next rep and do it 3 times. So the first one coming down on the side of the chair, and just, I'll stand up for this. Let's just bring it up and squeeze. 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 And you know you can barely see me squeeze it, but I make sure I squeeze it 3 times. And then this one. This is the one exercise when they switch to the right hand, I'll just keep doing my left hand. So as we go through these exercises, like I go from hand to my next exercise, which is push-ups. Like I don't stop and take very, much of a long break. I just go through all my exercises and get them all done. The only thing that's gonna make me stop is if I feel some pain. And even when I feel some pain, I'll try it 3 times, and if I can't get it on the 3rd time, then I won't do it, and I'll just do it the next day, because maybe my muscle is just tired, because I've been doing this every day. I hit day 50 a couple of days ago. My goal is 60, but maybe my goal will change. Like maybe my goal will just keep going until, not until I hurt myself, but just until I do another different workout. But I just keep going every day. As long as I'm not in any pain, I'm okay. I also make sure I ice my shoulder and my wrist every night. So I have 2 ice packs that I use every single night. And if I have any kind of pain, I'll take a Tylenol, which is like 600 milligrams. It's the good stuff. They actually prescribed it to me, so it helps. But it's not even, I'll take that even if it's just some moderate pain. Like I don't wait until I'm like hurting, and I'm not trying to injure myself, been there, done that. I'm not trying to go backwards. I'm always trying to move forward. Let me show you this what I'm doing now, because you couldn't see it. And just pull it up, and pull it up, 1, 2, 3, 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 and pull it up, 1, 2, 3. And then I move this around, because sometimes it gets 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I know it's hard to get motivated, especially when you go through something so traumatizing like this. It's hard to motivate yourself, it's easy to sit back and feel sorry for yourself. I just don't want to do that. I just want to keep moving. I want to get back to where I used to be, or not even to where I used to be. I want to be better. So that's the reason why I just keep moving. And then now that's done with the hand, with the third part of the hand exercises. So now we're just going to stretch it out. And the first stretch is just you're holding your hand out and pulling it this way. Make sure I get a good stretch. I don't pull it back too far. I mean, you know your limitations. So you just have to listen to your body and you know how far to pull it back. And you just hold it for 10. Depends on how you know. I hold it back a little longer because I like to get a good stretch, because after this I'll go into my push-ups. So I want to make sure that my hands are properly stretched. And then bring it down. Make sure I put my thumb and engage my thumb. Just hold it down. So I'm trying to figure out what to name these videos, because I also want to add, videos. I actually go out and run, and I'll do a mile. My best time is 12:41. The first time I ran a mile, it was 12:47. The second time, I was able to shave a minute off, and then I'd like to also do some, beginner's yoga. I think yoga is really helpful for someone who's gone through a stroke. Yoga is great for anyone, but especially for someone in my predicament. And it's just all about motivating people, because like I was saying, this is very hard to get motivated. Because once you feel like you lost your mobility, you lose a lot more. I've lost my job, and now it's doing this during the COVID crisis. So, so it's hard to get motivated. And, once I started in rehab, I went to rehab, I never stopped. I just kept, exercising, because I don't want to lose momentum or lose my motivation. So right now, we're done with that. Let me take the knots off of this, because we don't need this. We move this out of the way. We're done with that. So get this out of the way. So I like to do my my push-ups outside. A lot of the times that will happen, but that's okay. I'll do my push-ups outside. It's really nice out. Like I said, I usually don't stop. I just go straight into my next workout. Let me move this back a little so it doesn't fall. So we'll go out and we'll do some push-ups. I only do 5 push-ups. I don't want to hurt my wrist. Just do 5 push-ups, and it's really nice out here. So when I set up for my push-ups, I just make sure I'm really stable, and I won't go down until both of my hands and arms are locked in. So let's move back a little. And then I'll go into my sit-ups. So my sit-ups, Now I'm just going to pause it because I have to put shoes on for my sit-ups. So my sit-ups are actually pretty decent. My current best time is 50 and 50 seconds. I don't know if I can do that today, but I sure am gonna try. So I just gotta move. Fan going. So I'll get started. This fan out of the way. I don't want to hit my head, but it feels good. So we get started. 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. And then we're done with that. So I did 50 in 60 seconds. Not my best, but not my worst. That doesn't matter to me. What matters is getting them done. And now I'll go into my leg exercises. And with my leg exercises, I have these handouts that they gave me in rehab, and to this day I still do them, and I got out of rehab 3 weeks ago. So I don't stop what I started. So first time is marching, and each of these are 30 reps each. So we're going, and make sure you have something to hold on to, especially if you lose, because balance is very hard for me right now. So I do 30. And just make sure if your shoes are tied. Like I'm not able to tie my shoes, so I'm just gonna shove them in the sides, and then we'll move on to the next one. The side leg lifts. It's 30. I hope you guys count for me. So partial squats. So I try to do these without holding on to anything. And I look upward, and I do 20 of these. . 1, do heel toe. I'm gonna do 20 of those. And then that's all of these. Those are all done. If you want any of this stuff, I can email it to you. If I'll set it up where you can send me your email address. And then next we do the sitting exercises, and these are 30 of each. So I gotta move this. So I'm gonna sit in that chair right over there. Let's hope that this doesn't fall. Okay. Take the exercises. I don't know how well you can see me, but the first one is ankle pumps, and it's 30. So it's just moving your ankles like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and then single leg up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. And then after that we have marching. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27,